Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf and welcome to another Foundation Friday. I will, in these Foundation Fridays, try and alternate between an affordable foundation and then a more luxury foundation the week after. I did a luxury foundation last week. I'm actually going to do another luxury foundation. I'm really sorry I couldn't get my hands on a drugstore foundation and I couldn't get one delivered in time to do this video. So we're going to be doing a review on a product that is definitely not new. I have mentioned this on my channel, I have worn this on my channel, but I've never done a full review or a wear test on this product, and you've all asked for it, and I've sort of been a little bit reserved and not really wanted to do the full wear test. Today we are going to be doing a wear test and a full review on the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This came out quite a while ago and I'm actually quite looking forward to getting this on my skin today. So before I do, please make sure you have liked, you have subscribed, and you have hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 PM London time, and I'm also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. I am doing a few sneaky uploads on a Thursday recently. In fact, it's been every week so far. I'm not quite sure how long that's going to continue, but I am enjoying doing the sneaky uploads for everybody. So please make sure you have clicked on that notification bell so you're not missing any of those. Let's do a little bit of bump on this product and we'll get some on my face. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. It does come with a pump. It's really nice packaging, glass bottle, so be careful if you're taking this away with you on holiday when we are all allowed to go on holiday again, because if you drop this on a tile floor, it will probably smash all over the place. So just be warned if you are thinking of buying this foundation. This is £34 in the UK. You get 30 mils worth of product. Comes in 44 shades and the shade range is vast. Excellent, excellent shade range usually at Charlotte Tilbury. I've gone for the shade Neutral 3, which is a really good colour match for me. I can wear this in the winter, but I can also wear this in the summer and bronze it up a little bit. I don't really need to go up a shade or down a shade, which is really, really helpful. This gives a natural matte, flawless, poreless finish, and they are some huge claims. This is also full coverage, it's sweat proof, it's also waterproof and transfer resistant. The Airbrush Flawless Foundation is supposed to be a really long wearing foundation. It's enriched with Replexium, which is supposed to reduce the signs of wrinkles and fine lines and also add moisture to the skin throughout the day and keep it hydrated. This does contain alcohol in this formula, albeit quite low on the inky list. It definitely is there. And it also contains quite a lot of fragrance. Let's get some of this on my face. Okay, so excuse the rootage. It's pretty bad, but that's just the way that it is, and it will be covered up by the final look. I will make it look absolutely perfect by the end, but I really wanted to get on with applying this foundation today. I have seriously put quite a lot of moisturiser. I have seriously put a lot of moisturiser on my drier areas because I always used to find that this didn't play well on my dry areas. So I'm just going to squirt some on the back of my hand. The really fantastic thing about this foundation is that it is super full coverage. You need the tiniest amount. This is quite creamy in texture. It doesn't stand firm. It is quite a creamy texture, but if you do tilt your hand, it will run down the back of your hand. So it's a foundation-like texture. Go figure. So I am going to put the tiniest bit on my brush, seriously tiny, and that will do my entire cheek and probably some of my nose as well. I had a lot of problems with this foundation right from the get-go because I think I was applying far too much. You can't apply the same amount that you would usually do with a regular foundation with this because it is super full coverage and it does dry down quite quickly, so you will get those cakey patches if you try and apply too much. That's just perfection. Really, really beautiful. And it hasn't sank into those dry areas yet. We'll see what it does when it dries down. So again, the tiniest amount on this side. Oh, wasn't supposed to do that. Wasn't supposed to do that. Was supposed to do this side with a sponge. Silly me. We'll just pad that in with a sponge to begin with, and then we'll get on with the rest of the face. I don't know where my head is this morning. Really don't. Apologies for that. We are going to do half with a brush. This is my favourite buffing brush from Brush Junkie. It's their foundation buffing brush. So I'm just going to buff that in. It's really nice. And then I'm going to do the other half with a sponge, which I forgot just for a split second. Again, really nice coverage. I personally prefer to apply my foundations with a brush and then go over them with a sponge just to smooth everything out so you don't get any brush strokes or any patchiness. But it has gone on really beautifully with a sponge. Okay, let's just see if this is buildable just over my scarred areas. It definitely is buildable. I am building this up with a sponge. I'm not going to add a lot with a brush. Just going to smooth that out. That is absolute perfection. No acne scarring there, no dark spots there. It's just absolutely flawless. So this is a beautiful foundation. It's a lot more coverage than I am used to having, and that is my preference, but I really like it. It definitely airbrushes the skin, gets rid of any imperfections. It blurs the pores. It just looks like my skin has been completely airbrushed whilst not looking like I have a really heavy foundation on. Having said that, you do have to be extremely careful with the amount that you apply in one go, because this foundation can easily look a little bit heavy and a little bit cakey on the face. I really like this result. I'm gonna go and put the rest of my products on and I'll be right back. So that is the finished look for today. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Come a little closer. I'm going to show you this in natural lighting so you can get really up close and personal. So as you can see, this hasn't sank into any of my dryness. It hasn't started to sink into any of my fine lines or wrinkles. My pores look really airbrushed. Everything just looks blurred and practically perfect. My skin doesn't look like it's got no foundation on. It definitely looks like it has foundation on there, but it feels really lightweight. There is a slight tightness to my skin, and I'm assuming that that is the alcohol and the reason why this foundation dries down so well and doesn't need powdering in place. I haven't powdered any of my face whatsoever. It's just absolutely beautiful. All the other products glided on beautifully on top of this, even though I didn't powder it in place. And I would say that this is completely touch dry, no tackiness to the touch, and it is going to be transfer resistant. But we will test that out a little bit later on. It does feel very nice, although tight on my skin. We'll see if that dies down a little bit throughout the day. I'm gonna get on with my day. I will check in with you a little bit later on. See you in a bit. Hi everybody, welcome back to the check-in. It's now been just under 11 hours since I first applied this foundation to my face. And if we were just chatting from a distance, you would think that this foundation had worn absolutely perfectly and I wouldn't have any problems with it whatsoever. Unfortunately, when you get closer, you will see that there have been issues with this foundation. The main issue that I do have with this foundation is one that I have said numerous times on my channel before. This foundation is extremely temperamental and it seems to wear completely differently every single time I have it on my face, which is a real problem for me. So it's not that I really don't like this foundation. I think it's looked flattering for the majority of the day. I think it's just that I don't understand this foundation fully. and it really frustrates me when that happens. Let me zoom you in so you can see this up close and personal. So as you can see from a distance, this foundation and my skin still look absolutely perfect. My pores are still airbrushed. My forehead still looks absolutely beautiful, and my cheek area is also really held up very, very nicely. And although this is a slightly heavier coverage than I'm used to, I really quite like it from a distance. This started looking really heavy on my chin area after around about 4 hours though. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it goes a little bit longer than 6 hours before it starts to do this, but today it was 4 hours. This has also moved into my fine lines and wrinkles around my mouth and also around my nose area as well, which I don't like and often happens with really heavy, thick foundations, but I applied this so sparingly. I wasn't expecting it to happen to this one today. So I've tried this foundation in so many different ways over the course of a couple of weeks, and before I put it in a drawer and forgot about it, I was trying it before that time as well. So I've tried it with a brush, I've tried applying it with the sponge, I've tried applying it with my fingers, I've tried applying lots of this foundation, I've tried to apply it very sparingly. I've tried it with my own skincare, and I've also tried it with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which is what is recommended, and I still get problematic results. So maybe this foundation is going to be absolutely fantastic for some people, but for me, I just don't have the time to worry about how my foundation is going to perform on any one specific day, because this just can't make up its mind whether it likes me or not. Just to let everybody know, my mum had the same reaction to this when it first came out. I gave her this to try for a number of weeks, and she had the same reaction. She said that sometimes her skin looked absolutely unbelievable at the end of the day, and other times after 4 hours it looked absolutely horrendous. So her opinion is exactly the same as mine. Do let me know what you think about it in the comments section. Am I on my own here, or do some of you also struggle with this foundation? I know that so many people absolutely adore this foundation, and I really want to like it, but I think it's just not for me. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful in some way. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 8 PM London time, and I'm also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.